Okay, good. Good evening. This is the Raleigh Finance Committee meeting of Monday, April 25th. The time is 6:30. Call the meeting to order. And the first item is to review warrant articles. First one is the special town meeting Article 10, which I'm sure everybody read the Brightergy agreement. And is there any discussion on the agreement? I know we had, so there were some questions as far as
Where are we? Where's this? Article 10?
yeah, Article 10 of the special.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the Sander and,
No. We're right at the,
Yeah.
oh,
It's the back of the
no,
book here.
no. Article
no,
10.
And the special town meeting, Article 6,
No,
in fact,
no,
that
no,
it's
there were
the
two
back-
things for
back
the,
area.
Yeah, but
Page
forget
3
about
and
that. That's the Sander.
right.
page
Article
3.
10 is the Brightergy. I ran into that problem too, which is this thing. For the payment in lieu of taxes.
The second packet.
Page 3.
Yep,
Which
page 3
is-
of the special.
This agreement. And then I think we had the two emails
Yep.
that everybody got.
Yep. I had sent Debbie a list of questions, and I think she responded
Okay.
as a result of my questions to a lot of that. So I asked if it was a percentage of revenue or what it was, but it seems to be a fixed
Right,
amount
so
based on the agreement.
For the first 5 years, and then
It
there's a
drops,
different amount
but it's
for the
fixed
next.
for the entire 20.
Yes.
And then there had been discussion about private residents and whether or not they could have solar panels on their roofs. That came up in our meeting, so I asked
Right.
about that as well. And apparently private residents can have solar panels.
Yes.
So. 'cause
And
it
I
did-
guess according to Ken, he's already approved several of them. Okay, any other questions? Okay, can I have a motion to recommend this from the floor?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Sharon, have a second? Don't all jump in at once here.
Well, it's just, I don't know if it's good or not good.
I don't
Yeah.
either. I have
It's-
reservations on both.
I understand that other towns have done this.
Right.
And that that they're getting tax in lieu, but is it the right thing? Is it the right amount?
Well, we have to-
Actually, it has nothing to do with the land. It's only a personal property tax on the equipment.
I know, but if you had a private business and you had business equipment on land, it would be taxed. So
Right.
what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's a good deal or not for the town.
I
If
think
in
it's
the best
because we
interest
don't
for-
really know the value.
Well, it's a 20-year commitment. To me, that seems like an extremely long period of time. But the selectmen have signed it, and it goes to town meeting, and it's the townspeople that will ultimately decide.
Right.
Does it stay, will it always stay the same amount over the 20 years, or is it?
No,
can there be
it
increases?
can vary
Uh, do-
depending upon whether they increase the number of solar panels or decrease the number of solar
Okay,
panels.
so it's flexible in that
Right.
way. Okay.
But it was a 20-year agreement, I think 8 for like the first 7 years?
5 years.
5 years, and then it dropped to 5,000. And that was for one property, based on the attachments. It was in the appendix on the agreement.
It's 8,000 for years 1 through 5, and 4,500 for years 6 through 20. But if you read the letter from Sean, that they were able to negotiate a higher rate in the first 5 years. So, and, you know, he's the tax assessor, so he should know what he's doing.
I personally think 20 years is a long-term commitment. But I do agree
Right,
with you.
but
I don't have enough information, that's why I'm
Yeah.
hesitant to.
to make sure that they can have a viable source, I'm sure that they have to have some type of a long-term agreement, like anything else, you know, a long-term rental of, you know,
Yeah.
stadiums and things like that.
Yeah, I think I would have been more comfortable it was based on revenue that they're generating rather than on a fixed cost for 20 years.
Right.
Because
well,
our taxes are gonna go up in 20 years. They're
yeah.
certainly not going down, and they're not gonna be stable for even 5 years or from year 6 to 20.
Right.
So,
And what have other towns done? I guess they've done this same thing, right? In lieu of tax?
According to Sean, yes,
Yeah. I mean, he
that's
did
the
the
way that
research
they
on that, right?
do. That other towns do the payment in lieu of taxes.
So what's being taxed? You're saying that it's just
The
the,
equipment.
The solar
the
panels.
equipment. Yeah,
well, that comes under sales tax, I thought.
Personal
for,
property.
Personal property for
Yeah.
for the
for the equipment.
for the equipment,
The,
really?
the land is owned by the landowner, and he
Right.
pays real estate tax on that. This is personal property tax.
They like to give personal
But the electric
property
company gets some
panels.
energy from
Energy
these too,
from-
right?
Right, there's a
Right.
buyback which
Yeah.
is not disclosed at this point. You know, but they're generating, I think it's 0.65 megawatts DC or 0.5 megawatts AC of power from these solar panels. And I imagine they're trying to sell all of that back to Rowley Light.
I would think they would have to. That would be the only, wouldn't they have to connect into that system? I don't know much about electricity, but it would seem like,
Yeah,
That's the only
that,
company that
it's,
serves.
Yeah.
it's the
towns,
only
so-
one, but we'll say depending upon where Rowley Light gets their electricity, or we'll say if something else happens, type of a thing. You know. I don't know, because I don't know what that agreement is, but typically, yeah, I mean, we're the only game in town type of a thing, as far as they're selling it back to Rowley, and I don't know what agreement they made with Rowley Light.
And so Rowley Light would be their only customer then? There's
Right.
no ability for them to transfer it to local towns or something for the
Well, no, because then
electricity
they
that's
would be a
generated?
separate light.
They'd have to connect in with,
Well, they would be in competition with Rowley Municipal Light then.
okay. So this company then is basically being subsidized by the taxpayers of Rowley, because that's how we get our power, through Rowley Light. Because we, I
Well,
mean,
no,
right?
no.
No, it's,
because Rowley's buying the power,
Just they're
the light
buying
is
it.
buying it from
Yeah.
someone else, they'd buy less. But, so it comes down to what is the buyback cost for Rowley Light versus what they could get it on the wholesale market.
Well, if Rowley Light is their only customer, will be their only customer, there must be some arrangement with,
Yeah, we
we're
don't
gonna
have
be
that
buying
information.
all their power.
Right.
Otherwise, why would they try to go into a business? So there's gotta
Well,
be
they're,
some.
they're negotiating with the light department.
Right, I mean, and that's
But we
the
don't know
only
that
customer.
information.
We don't know what the
Right, yeah.
negotiations are. They are negotiating.
but hopefully they're negotiating for, we'll say, a fixed price over the next 20 years, just as, you know, they're getting a tax break for the next 20 years, which is
Can I
fixed.
just
Is there any
jump on-
guarantee that company will be in business in 20 years? I mean, technology changes and,
No,
No, because I
So-
think there was, like a clause in there about bankruptcy.
right, I mean, there are provisions if they do go bankrupt, or if they reduce the number of photovoltaic panels that they have.
So solar panels get taxed. So what is personal property tax? So if you have like install a well in your backyard, does that get taxed as personal property tax too?
No,
So what's the difference?
I think it's a business,
Well-
it's not really,
yeah.
yeah, you don't make the money off of the well unless you're selling the water
What's
as
that?
a business.
Well, so
I
we're
would
saying
think.
this is a business, that's what we're saying this one is on.
In a way, if you think about
Okay.
it, if Rowley Light is the only customer, and the more Brightergy gets taxed, that's only gonna be passed on to the buyers of
Rates,
it's
electric
gonna
rates.
affect the rates, because it's going to, the more taxes they have to pay, that's gonna be built into the price that they sell their power to the town for.
Right.
So the bottom line is that the homeowners or the people in town will be paying for, the higher the tax revenue is to the town, we're gonna just pay through our rates, energy rates. Because they're in business to make a profit.
Right.
So that's gonna be factored in.
Has this company received all the
No.
town approvals from the zoning board and the planning board? I mean,
No.
is this ready to go, or?
I thought it was a signed contract, it just goes to town meeting.
No, it says it must receive site plan approval.
So it really hasn't been approved by?
No.
It was signed off by,
No.
I saw Bill Demento's signature,
That's the Board
the
of Assessors.
selectmen. The selectmen signed
Yeah.
off on it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but,
the contract said that it had to go to town meeting, that was the only,
but
That's the
also they have
contract,
to they have to go to the planning board for site plans and stuff like that.
The field itself isn't approved yet. It's the location and setbacks and whatever else is required. So,
It's been in, they have a plan
Yeah.
of, where the panels are going, how many and stuff like that. Whether that has been approved or not, I don't know, because, they do
This
have.
just says they must receive site plan approval. It doesn't say they have received it.
When they made the presentation to the selectmen, I do know that they showed a rough outline of where it would be and things like that. I imagine they have gone as far as they want to without getting everybody's full approval on it. I imagine once they get the town's approval, then they can come up with a more definitive site plan and then get the planning board approval.
so worst case scenario, if they get turned down by the planning board or the zoning board because of requirements they may put on there, then it would just be null and void
Right.
the agreement then, right?
Right.
So,
Okay. Any other questions? I still need a second. If nobody else will, I'll second the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor of recommending it, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
present?
I don't
Okay.
know enough, I opposed to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold back.
So that's,
I'd abstain, I'm not sure, I'm not opposed to it, I just.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's
You can vote
what I
present if
meant
you
when I
want.
Okay.
supposed I don't.
Yeah, I guess it'd be
So
abstain.
to not know.
Because I'd have more questions on this, and I don't think you'd have
That's a problem.
know the answers.
It's only 4-3, right?
right.
I would say it
I'm just
passed.
nervous about the 20 years. I mean, I agree with Janet on that, it's just a
Well,
long time. but-
what I'll do is find out how we abstain from recommending it. Because we,
Well, if we don't recommend it, then tell me
We've
you can't
got
vote
four,
on it.
we've
No,
got,
that's not-
It's 4 to
No,
3,
they
Larry.
can.
they can
Yes.
vote. Our
Right.
ours is
Oh,
only a recommendation.
Right.
They don't have to take our recommendation on anything.
Yeah.
So it would just state that the
Right.
committee,
we have absolutely no power at all.
Exactly.
yeah,
What are we doing here?
Yeah, well, that's the part of it.
Most of the time, they go with our recommendations,
Yeah.
but they don't
Right.
have to.
All right, so then what's wrong with saying it was
saying it was
4 to 3?
4 to 3.
There's no harm in that.
Then the people gonna, I mean,
Well, 3 in favor, 4 voted present.
No,
No, 4 in favor.
no. it's-
No, 3
Oh, I thought Jamie, oh, yeah, that's right, 3 in favor,
in favor,
4 abstained.
4 abstained.
Okay.
Why vote for president? I don't know if that's a difference, but
What does that mean?
that I'm not voting.
Yeah, that's how well, is that?
Abstain would be,
Okay, let's get
It
it.
means you're not voting.
Who is
Going further.
Who is vote present?
I mean, I guess that's
No.
what I wanted to do, present.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
present.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two
same for
present,
me.
3 present?
For present?
What-
Who
Peter, what are you-
abstains now?
Peter, what are you doing?
I still abstain.
One abstain, okay.
Okay, so that's in limbo. We'll just have to say
Yeah,
that it's in limbo. It's not recommended.
it'll be interesting at town meeting when one of us has to get up there and say something.
Well, I mean,
I think we just have to say we had a lot of discussion on it, and
Right.
we didn't have all
And
the...
we
Yeah,
really, we don't feel like we had all the
There's not enough
information.
to
That's
do it.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if, is there gonna be a presentation?
I would assume so.
I mean, we
And
could
so
change-
maybe at that point
at that point, we
individually
could
we'll
change,
decide.
yeah.
But as, from the start, I don't think we can
Yeah.
recommend.
Not unless we have
You
a
know,
meeting
another
before.
question I would
Right.
have, Larry, on this
But
is, if this goes into full operation, what percent of our power could it generate?
We
And-
don't know that yet.
Well, just let me finish. And if, well, the company would have an idea, Brightergy.
No.
Yeah,
no,
they're gonna
they're in
generate-
negotiations.
Right.
Yeah,
with
but I-
But
Raleigh.
if they put in all the panels that they want, they know how much energy they're gonna generate.
Right, half a
And-
megawatt AC.
And one of the things the federal government, of course, is pushing is nationwide is to trying to, get more solar energy use. And so they're really, I think this is being subsidized, isn't it? Through the federal
Right.
government and also.
Yes.
And so really, the town would have to buy all the power. Now, I don't know how Raleigh generates or gets all its electricity.
buys.
So if what happens is in a situation that the power that they're buying now is cheaper than the solar power, and if we're forced to buy the solar power, all it's generated, that would force the rates to go up, right?
Correct.
Because we're the only game in town, like the only customer would be RMLP.
But the solar portion, I think, is only a small portion.
Well, that's why I was
Where they
asking,
buy,
is
I don't
it
think they buy-
5%, 10, well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the information we're lacking.
Well,
If I-
if this government subsidies stop.
And that's
That
another,
drives the
that's
price.
another point. Administrations could change and then things in Washington, and all of a sudden, it gets pushed down. That happens a lot of times. So there really are a lot of questions.
Well, but the subsidy, and I think it's more of a state than the government, I don't know for sure, but that's for the installation and the initial buying of the panels. Once you get everything in place, then other than maintenance, there's not much of a cost.
Yeah,
So your subsidy is like 90% taken care of up front, just, buying the panels, the converters, things like that, installation of everything. Once it's done, it pretty much runs itself. Except for, typical maintenance type of things.
We only have 10 minutes before we
Yeah.
have to be upstairs. So.
okay.
Right. Well, they run behind, we can run
That's
behind.
right. I mean, we're doing our job.
Okay, let's go to Article 6 of the special town meeting.
Debbie, I thought she explained that we needed both articles to get the
Right.
sander. So I will vote to recommend both sander items.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion on it?
Nope.
Okay, all those in favor of recommending Article 6 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I will do the
Okay,
same for
how
20.
about Article 20? Okay,
Okay.
Sharon?
I'll
Second.
second that. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that's all.
Okay. Paul and Dennis at a dead tie.
Take your pick.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's go to Article
That was the stabilization fund.
20.
What
I thought that was a very
So you
good,
said 20?
Yeah,
One
we
was
No,
just,
that was-
special and one's annual.
yeah.
Both 20.
Right.
we just did 20, I thought.
But-
Why are we doing
No,
that?
but
Well,
that
hold
was, no, that was special.
20 annual.
Oh,
Right.
okay, okay.
Right?
Okay, this is the Whittier,
Tech, yeah.
Yeah,
That was for the stabilization fund.
Oh,
Let's just-
22?
Let's just do 20s there, that's
Oh.
fine,
I
20
know,
and 20,
that's-
you know?
So
I
is
think-
it two different 20s? Because that
No.
does
No,
say annual
no.
town meeting.
Oh,
no, I
No.
think she just put it down twice.
right.
Okay, that's
Okay,
what was
scratch
confusing.
out.
It's 22 that we're moving
Okay.
to.
Okay,
And I thought the explanation was very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Okay,
I'm surprised
Article-
we didn't have one.
I was
a
too,
surprise.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that was really a
in
surprise.
itself.
okay, Article 22, Whittier Stabilization Fund.
I'll recommend.
And I'll
Second.
second that.
Jamie's.
Okay. Any discussion on it?
Not really.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Make a motion that we adjourn to the upstairs meeting with the Board of Selectmen.
Second?
okay. Take me a while to write this, and Paul. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned, and you can go upstairs. They asked us to bring our warrant articles.